Friends, good morning to all. We had discussed about the exercise 1.1 of from set theory. Let us we discuss about the types of sets and exercise 1.2 in this video. In the type of a set, first we discuss about the finite set. Finite set means we say that the elements, otherwise the members of a set are countable, then it is considered as finite set. Then next type is that infinite set. Infinite set means the elements are not countable, otherwise members of a set are not countable, then the set is considered as infinite set. Means what is the difference between finite set and infinite set, that is important. In the finite set we say that elements are countable, in infinite set elements are uncountable. How many elements are lying in the infinite set, we can't say about anything about that set, about the elements, then it is considered as the infinite set. Then next type is that empty set, means a set which does not contain any element, means no element in a set is considered as the empty set, and the symbol of this set is curly bracket, otherwise phi, null set. Void set, empty set are the null set or void set are the name of the empty set. Then we take the next type, that is singleton. Everybody says that singleton set, but it is not necessary that if we say that singleton, then it is considered as the set singleton set. So here we say that if in a set there is only one element, then it is said to be a singleton set. Then equal sets means that if we have two non-empty sets, then both sets have the same elements and number of elements both are same, then we say that they are equal. And if both are empty set, then they are also equal set. And the equivalent set means that any two non-empty sets, we have number of elements for both the sets are equal, but elements are not equal, then they are equivalent sets. Now we discuss about the examples for the above type of the sets. First we say that set A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means there is only 5 elements in set A, means here elements, otherwise the members of set A are countable, so we say that this is an example of finite set. Now I say that B equal to n equal to set of natural numbers, otherwise I consider the other B equals to Z, B equals to Q, B equals to R, means set of integers, set of rational numbers, set of real numbers, B equal to C, then set of complex numbers. All these are going infinitely, means how many numbers, otherwise how many elements, how many members are lying in this set, we can't count the elements, means we can't say that about we can't say the fixed number about the elements, so we say that this set is an infinite set, so it is an example of an infinite set. Then set C equal to a prime number between 13 and 17, means we get 14, 15 and 16, all these numbers are divisible by 2, otherwise 3, otherwise 5, means except 1 and a number itself, any other number by any other number, the numbers 14, 15 and 16 are divisible, so they are not prime numbers, means between 13 and 17 no prime number is included, so we say that it is an example of empty set. Then we consider set D equal to a natural number between 20 and 40 which is divisible by 25, so we consider the multiples of 25 between 20 and 40, so there is only one number, that is 25, means here only one member in a set D, so we say that it is an example of singleton set. Means here we say that a set contain only one element in set D, so it is an example of singleton set. Then we say that A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and B equal to x such that x is an element of natural number and x less than or equal to 5, then B has also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements are there. In set A and set B contains the number of elements are same, that is 5, and both have the same elements, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so A and B are the equal set, means it is considered as the example of equal sets. And then set A equal to ABC and set B equal to 1, 2, 3, then both sets have the number of elements are same, but elements are not same, both sets contains 3 elements, but in set A there is 1, 2, 3 and set B ABC, so number of elements are same but elements are not same, so we say that these two sets are equivalent sets. means there is a difference between equal sets and equivalent sets. So you have to remember this difference between equal sets and equivalent sets. Now we see the difference. What is the difference between them? Let us see. Let us discuss about the difference between equal and equivalent sets. In the equal sets, we know that the number of elements and the elements both are same, while as in equivalent sets we say that only the number of elements are same but the elements are different. As for example, we said that a equal to 1 2 3, b equal to x, such that x is an element of n, x less than or equal to 3. Here a equal to 1 2 3 and b equal to a b c, then a equal to b and here a equivalent to b. These three are the main differences between equal and equivalent sets. Remember them. Friends, let us discuss about the exercise 1.2. In the exercise 1.2, the first question is we have to find out the given questions are of the examples of the null set or not. The first question of this exercise, that is set of odd natural numbers. Friends, listen very well. Set of odd natural numbers. Odd natural numbers means 1, 3, 5, 7 up to infinite, which are not divisible by 2. Here we have to find out the set of odd natural numbers which are divisible by 2. So obvious that any natural number is divisible by 2, then it is an even natural number. Any odd number is not divisible by 2, so it is an example of null set. So our first question has the answer, that is the example of null set. Then the second question is that set of even prime numbers. Set of even prime numbers, friends, we know that we have only one even prime number, that is 2. So it's an example of singleton. It is not an empty set. So second is not the example of the null set. Third one is that x, such that x is a natural number, x less than 5 and x greater than 7. X belongs to n and x less than 5 means obvious we have 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 numbers which are smaller than 2, 5, but simultaneously they are not greater than 7. Means both conditions are not satisfied simultaneously. Why should we consider both conditions together? Because here in connection there is a word and. X less than 5 or x greater than 7, then we consider both conditions. We take the numbers which are smaller than 2, 5 and we take the numbers which are greater than 2, 7. But here and word suggests that both conditions are satisfied simultaneously, so we have to write those numbers which satisfy the given condition, and so that there is no element which satisfy the both conditions together. So we say that it is an example of the null set. Then the fourth question is that y, such that y is a point common to any two parallel lines. Friends, obvious that if any two parallel lines are given, then we know that they do not intersect at any common point. It means there is no common point for two parallel lines. So it is a question, it is an example of the null set. Y is not a common point to any two parallel lines. So first is null set, third question is also the example of null set, fourth one is also the example of the null set. Let us discuss about the next question of the exercise 1.2, that is for the finite or infinite set, means we have to find out for the given examples which is an example of finite set or which is an example of infinite set. The first question of the second, that is the set of months of a year. We know that in a year we have 12 months, means the elements of this set are countable. There are 12 elements, so we say that it is an example of finite set. Now second question is that 1 2 3 up to infinite, means here number of elements, the numbers otherwise elements of this set are not countable, so we say that it is an example of infinite set. Then next one is that 1 2 3 up to 99, and last one is that 100, means we say that here in this set there are 100 elements are given, means elements of this set are countable, which is 100, so we say that it is an example of the finite set. Means here first and third are the examples of the finite set, whereas second is the example of infinite set. But now the fourth question of this question number 2, that is the set of positive integers greater than 100. We know that set of integers are denoted by z, and set of positive integers denoted by z plus, that is 1 2 3 up to infinite. Now here set of positive integers greater than 100 means the number starts from the integer 101, means in this set the elements are 101 102 103 up to what is the last number we don't know, means it is up to infinite. So here we say that it is an example of the infinite set, means here second and fourth example of this question are examples of infinite set, whereas first and third are the examples of finite set. Simultaneously the set of prime numbers less than 99 of the same question, that is prime number which are divisible by the number itself and 1 only. So here 2 3 5 7 11 13 17 2 3 5 7 11 13 17 19 23 29 31 37 41 43 47 53 59 61 67 71 73 77 77 is not possible, 79, then 83, 89, then 97. These are the prime numbers less than 99. So approximate there are total 26 numbers, means elements are countable. So we say that first, third and fifth are the examples of finite set, whereas second and fourth are the examples of infinite set. Now same in the question number 3, we have to state whether the given questions are the examples of finite set or infinite set. Then first question is that the set of lines which are parallel to x-axis, means see in the middle line, suppose it is x-axis, then in the above a line shows the parallel the x-axis and below that line shows the parallel line to the x-axis, means here we can draw the infinite lines which is parallel to x-axis. So we say that it is an example of the infinite set. So second question is that the set of the letters in the English alphabet, means here we know English alphabet which starts from A and ends with Z. So A B C D up to Z, means we know that there are total 26 letters in the English alphabet. It means here in the set there are total 26 elements. So here we can count the elements of this set. So we say that it is an example of the finite set. Then the set of numbers which are multiples of 5, then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 up to infinite, means we have so many numbers and what is the last number we don't know. So here elements are not countable, and elements are not countable, then we say that it is an infinite set. So here first and third are the examples of the infinite set, whereas second is the example of the finite set. Friends, set of circles passing through the origin, it is an example of finite or infinite set. We have to discuss about it. Then see here a diagram is shown, x-axis and y-axis, and they intersect at point 0 0, that is origin, and from this point here approximately 1 2 3 4 5 circles. You can draw much more circles from it, means here everyone can so many circles from the same point. So here we say that it is not compulsory that there are only 5, otherwise 4, otherwise only 1, otherwise only 4 from the for each quadrant. It is not fixed how many circles can be drawn from the same point. We can draw so many circles from the same point. So here we say that for different radius we can draw a circle from the same point. So here we say that it is an example of an infinite set. Next question of this question, that is the set of animals living on the earth. Which type of animals is not mentioned, but we can write all the members of each type of animals, like domestic animals, wild animals, water animals, etc. So we can count all the types of the animals. It means how many numbers are there, we can count it. So we say that it is an example of the finite set. But the next one is that the set of circles passing through the origin, that is 0, 0. 0, 0 is called the origin. So here how many circles are passing through the origin, I will show you one diagram, and then we can decide it is the example of finite set or infinite set. See here, this question is for the equal sets. Here set A and set B are given. In the set A there are the elements A, B, C, D. In set B elements are D, C, B, A. Means all these elements of the set A are arranged in reverse order, but number of elements and elements both are same for the both sets. So we say that first example of question number 4 is an example of equal sets, means here A equal to B. But in second question, A equal to 4, 8, 12, 16, while as B equal to 8, 4, 16, 18, means see 4, 8, 16 of set A are including in set B, but 12 of set A, the element 12 of set A is not included in set B. Instead of 12 there is an element 18. Means here we say that set A and set B have the number of elements are same, but elements are not same. So they are not equal sets, means here A is not equal to B. Then next one is that set A equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and set B equal to x is positive even integer and x less than or equal to 10. X less than or equal to 10 means x equal to 10 is included, and positive even integer means 2, 4, 6, 8 which are smaller than to 10. So here we get the elements for set P are 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. It means in set A and set B have the 5 elements which are 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, means both sets containing same elements and number of elements are also same. So we say that this is the example of equal sets, means here A equal to B. Now fourth example of this question, that is x such that x is a multiple of 10. Multiple of 10, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 up to infinite, and set B contains 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 up to infinite, where 15, 25, 35 all these are not divisible by 10. So here 10, 20, 30, 40 all these are including in B, which are the elements of set A, but more elements like 15, 25, 35 all these are given in set B. So here all the elements of A are present in B, but B is the biggest set and A is the smallest set. So both sets have number of elements are not same and elements are also not same. So we say that they are not equal sets. Then fifth question is also same for the pair of equal or not equal. So A equal to 2, 3 and then x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0 is where x is the solution of this quadratic equation. So we get x plus 3, x plus 2 which are the factors of this quadratic equation, and x plus 3 equal to 0, then x equal to minus 3 and x plus 2 equal to 0, then x equal to minus 2. So for set B we get the elements which are minus 2 and minus 3. See, in set A the number elements are 2, 3. In set B the elements are minus 2, minus 3, means numbers are same but signs are differ. So both numbers are not equal. Number of elements are same but numbers are not same. So we say that they are not equal sets, means it is not a pair of equal set. Then second question, A equal to x such that x is a letter of the word follow. We know that in a word if we have any letter is more than once, then it can be written only one time in a set. So here set A contains only these 4 elements F, O, L, W. and set B equal to Y such that Y is a letter in the word wolf, means they are also contains the same elements F, O, L, W. So both sets contain the same elements and both sets have the same elements. Number of elements are same, elements are also same, so we say that it is a pair of equal sets. So first question of question number 5 is not the pair of equal set, but second question is the of question 5 is the pair of equal sets. Then from this for the question number 6, from the sets given below, which sets are the pair of equal sets? So set A contains 2, 4, 8, 12. In set B 2, 4 are included, but 8 and 12 are not included, so A is not equal to B. Similarly 4, 8, 12 are included of the set A in set C, but 2 is not included. Instead of 2 there is 14, so A is not equal to C. Again set D contains 1, 2, 3, 4 and B has also 1, 2, 3, 4, so here we say that B and D are equal. Set E contains minus 1 and 1. Set F contains 0 and A. Set G contains 1 and minus 1, which are given in set E. So E and G are equal. So B and D are equal, E and G are equal. Set H equal to 0, 1 means C. In set F there is A. In set H there is 1, means A is not equal to 1. Here we can't say that they are equal. So F and H have the same elements, but they are not equal. So only two pairs, B and D, and second one is that E and G. These two pairs are the pair of equal sets. Means here we know that the difference of equal and equivalent sets, then we can identify which is the pair of equal sets and which is not the pair of equal set. Hello friends, let us discuss about the more types of the sets. Here we discuss about the subset, means A is subset of B. Here it is A, C, B is like that, that C is not C, but we consider it's a symbol of subset. For any two non-empty set A and B, if all the elements of A are present in B, then we say that A is subset of B. At that time B is considered as the superset of A. Means here all the elements of A are present in B, means suppose we take A equal to 1, 2 and B equal to 1, 2, 3, then all the elements of set A are present in set B. So here we say that A is subset of B. At that time B is considered as the superset of A. Simultaneously we have the condition, if two non-empty sets A and B are given, then for both non-empty sets A and B, if A subset B and B subset A are satisfied, then we say that both sets are equal sets. Means before we had discussed that if two sets are equal, if both are empty sets, and if both are non-empty sets, then both contain the number of elements are same and both contains the same elements, then we say that they are equal set. So here we say that A subset B, so all the elements of A are present in B, and B subset A, so all the elements of B are also present in A. So we say that suppose A 1, 2, then B contains also 1, 2, and B subset A, so obvious that 1, 2 is present in A. So we have both sets A and B, their elements are same, so here A and B are equal, then required condition is that A subset B and B subset A. Now we discuss about the properties of the subsets. So we know that each set is subset of itself. Suppose a non-empty set is given, then empty set is also a subset of itself. And one more thing, that empty set means null set is subset of any non-empty set. So obvious that each set is subset of itself, and empty set is subset of any non-empty set. So for any non-empty set we have at least two subsets, that is a set itself, and second one is that null set. Now if we want to find the number of subsets for a given non-empty set, then we have the formula, that is 2 raised to n. Means suppose A equal to 1, 2, there are two elements, so n equal to 2 means 2 square, there are 4 subsets. Obvious that null set and set itself, these two are the subsets, and then set 1 and set 2, these 4 are the subsets for set A equal to 1, 2. Now we know that all the elements of any one set are present in another set, then it will be a subset. So we know that all natural numbers are lying in integers. set of integers. So n is subset of z. Similarly, all the integers are lying in set of rational numbers. So z is subset of q. Similarly, all the rational numbers are lying in real set. So q is subset of r, and all the real numbers are included in complex numbers. So r is subset of c. In short, n is set of natural number is the smallest set, and c set of complex number is the biggest set. So here we have the condition, that is n is subset of z, then z is subset of q, then q is subset of r, and then r is subset of c. If we combine all these conditions, then we get the result, that is n subset z is subset of q, which is subset of r, and it is also subset of c, that is complex number set of. Friends, remember that if A is an empty set, then there is only one subset, that is set itself, means a null set is subset of itself. So there is only one subset, that is null set, and the set of irrational numbers are denoted by capital T. Capital T means irrational number. So here we say that x such t equal to set x such that x is a real number, but x is not an element of set q, means x is not a rational number. So here we say that q is subset of r, then t is subset of r, but n is not a subset of t, because irrational numbers are not included, means natural numbers are not included in the irrational number. So here we consider only t subset r, but n is not subset of t. Here q is also subset of r, and n is also subset of q, but q and t are the parts of the real set, but t subset r, then n is not a subset of t, that is set of irrational numbers. One more type of the subset, that is proper subsets. Means proper subset and improper subsets are two types of the subsets. Actually, null set and set itself are considered as the improper subsets, and other subsets are considered as the proper subsets. Means we have set A equal to elements 1, 2, 3, means there are total 3 elements. So number of subsets equal to 2 raised to n, means 2 raised to 3 equal to 8 subsets are there. Out of these 8 subsets, one is that null set and another is that set itself, means set A, that is 1, 2, 3. Except these 2 subsets, the other 6 subsets, which are set 1, set 2, set 3, set 1, 2, set 2, 3, and set 1, 3. These 6 subsets are considered as the proper subsets, whereas set A, means set 1, 2, 3, and null set, these 2 subsets are considered as the improper subsets. So these two types are these two are the types of the subsets. To find the number of proper subsets, we have the formula, that is 2 raised to n minus 2. Why should we take 2 raised to n minus 2? Because we know that only 2 subsets, that is set itself and null set, are improper subsets. Other subsets are the proper subsets. So from the total subsets, if we remove 2 subsets, then we get the total number of proper subsets. So we get the formula, that is 2 raised to n minus 2. Now if we have on set A equals to null set, then there is only one subset, that is set itself, and set itself is considered as the improper subset. So null set has no proper subset. Similarly, if we consider set A equal to only one element, that is 1, so it has 2 subsets, that is 1 and null set. Both subsets are considered as the improper subset. So its set A has no proper subsets, means if a set is empty set, otherwise a singleton, then it has no proper subsets. And if any non-empty set which has more than one element, then it has proper subsets. And to find the number of proper subsets, we will use the formula, that is 2 raised to n minus 2, means from the total subsets we have to remove 2 subsets which are improper subsets, then we get the total proper subsets. As earlier we had discussed that set A has 3 elements which are 1, 2, 3, then total subsets will be 2 raised to 3 equal to 8. So number of proper subsets will be 2 raised to n minus 2, means 2 cube minus 2, so 8 minus 2 equal to 6 proper subsets. Now all the sets are possible from which set? So it is considered as the universal set. So what is a universal set? So a set from which other sets are in existence, then this set is considered as the universal set, and it is denoted by capital U. Means, as for example, if we want to write these sets like A equal to 1, B equal to 1, 2, C equal to 1, 2, 3, D equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, otherwise E equal to 1, 3, 5, E, F equal to 1, 2, 4, etc. So all these sets have minimum value 1, maximum is 5. So here we say that suppose universal set it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is denoted by U. So U equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the other sets A, B, C, D, E, F, all these are in existence. So here we say that curly bracket which in which the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is considered as the set, and it is known as the universal set, which is denoted by capital U. And if we want to draw the diagram of universal set, then we denote it by rectangle, and above the rectangle we write capital U. This shows that it is the diagram of universal set. Let us discuss about the types of the interval. Here we take any two real numbers A and B, where A is smaller than to B. So x is between these two numbers A and B. So here we say that x such that A is less than x less than B. So here these two open round means these two circles which are not darkened is which shows that these two elements are not possible, and the numbers between them are possible. It is known as the open interval. Means here x belongs to round bracket AB, so it is considered as x belongs to open interval AB. Simultaneously here we say that for both real numbers A and B, A less than or equals to B, otherwise x such that A less than or equal to x less than or equal to B, that is x belongs to square bracket AB, which is known as the closed interval. And in this interval these two extremities A and B, which are darkened by the red color, and the dotted line that is darkened by the red color, the numbers between these two between them are included. See here the left side is darkened by the red color and the line shown by the white color, and on the right side there is a hole which is shown by the red color, where A and B are at the end points. Here left value A is included but right value B is not included, so it is considered as closed open interval, and it can be written as x such that A less than or equal to x less than B. So x belongs to square round bracket, means closed open interval AB. Means left extremity A is possible and the numbers between A and B are possible, but B is not possible. Similarly here we say that for any two real numbers A and B, if left side is not darkened, right side is darkened by the red color, and the numbers between A and B shown by the white line segment, there is white line, then we say that the numbers between A and B and the right extremity B are possible. Means here left value is not possible, so here we make a round bracket. Right value is possible, so here we make a square bracket. Means which value extremity is possible, there we show that square bracket, and extremity is not possible, where then at there we show that a round bracket. So it is considered as open closed interval AB. Means left value is not possible but right value is possible. It can be written as x such that A less than x less than or equal to B. On the number line here red darkened by the red color, and the right part of this is considered as the positive real numbers and left part is considered as negative real number. This shows a number line on the real numbers. So it is r equal to minus infinity to infinity, and infinity is not a fixed value, so it is denoted by open interval. So for left value we consider open interval minus infinity to 0, and for right value we consider open closed open interval 0 to infinity. This is the friends we had discussed about the types of sets and exercise 1.2, and then the types of intervals also. Now we will discuss about the exercise 1.3 and other types of the sets in the next video. If you like this video, then subscribe this channel. Thank you very much.